There are tens of millions of people that drink alcohol every single day, if not hundreds of millions of people. But the big question is this: why? Why don't hundreds of millions of people smoke crack cocaine? Why don't hundreds of millions of people shoot up heroin? Alcohol is still a drug, a powerful drug, a destructive drug, and an addictive drug. So why is this drug so widely accepted and all the other drugs are demonized? Well, there is a reason for that. And that's exactly what I'm going to unpack for you in this video today. And this reason is sinister. I'm sorry to say it, but there are people out there that want you to drink alcohol. There are people out there that profit billions of dollars from you making that decision to just have one drink, just have two drinks, whatever. And guys, if you're the kind of person that just likes to live life in a little close, safe box and ignore everything and just kind of get on with things, then you definitely don't want to watch this video. This really is for people that want to see the truth, that want to see what exactly is going on here. Because once you see this stuff, you can't unsee it. Once I saw it, I didn't drink ever again. I've not drank for over 4 years, despite having a huge drinking problem for close to 10 years. Despite trying to stop 1,000 times. Maybe 1,000 is exaggerating, but it was multiple hundreds of attempts to stop drinking. And guys, just before we get into that secret reason why people drink so much, if you want to get access to a free video training that shows you how to actually control your drinking using something called First Principles Thinking, then please do click the link in the description. There'll be a training video for you to watch there. You'll just put your name and email address in. It's about 18 minutes long, but I'm telling you, that will be absolutely mind-blowing. It's going to show you exactly how to get easy, permanent, and immediate control of your drinking. So if you want more details on that, click the link in the description and check that out. But now let's get back into it. So before we break down the secret reason, we need to understand a few of the mistakes that people make, because most people think they drink alcohol for the wrong reasons. The first reason people think they drink alcohol for is because they were born this way. They have some genetic problem. They're an alcoholic. And this is the first layer of the problem, right? Of all the drugs on the planet, if you have had a crack cocaine addiction for 20 years and you've destroyed your life and you stop doing it, you are not a crackaholic for the rest of your life. If you've had a gambling addiction and you all of a sudden stop doing it and you're 5 years without gambling, you're not a gambleaholic. People aren't going to warn you away from going to, watch poker or casinos. If you stop smoking cigarettes, you're not a nicotineaholic. But with alcohol, it's different. If you somehow can't stop drinking alcohol, or you've struggled to stop drinking, and you go to a meeting and you give yourself a label, you say, I've got a disease, I've got a genetic problem, and I'm an alcoholic. I was born this way, it's just the way I am. You get this label for the rest of your life. It's the only drug on the planet where you are the problem if you can't stop doing it. And I'm telling you, you are not the problem. There is something completely different that's going on here, which we will unpack. But you are not the problem. You have nothing wrong with you. It is not your fault. And I wish I knew that when I started my journey to stopping drinking, because it would have saved me so much pain, so much time, and so much effort. The second reason why people think that they drink is just because they think they're in the habit of drinking. I've spoken to thousands of people who want to get control of their drinking through my business, soberclear.com, which is a company that helps people stop drinking alcohol. And we do it through something called First Principles Thinking, which is a reframing process. And I've heard this so many times. People will get on a call with me and they'll say, Leon, do you know what? It's not like I'm an alcoholic. It's not like I'm drinking every day. I'm just stuck in the habit of drinking. And here's the thing is that habits are very easy to break. Let me give you an example. So in the UK and in Thailand as well, where I've just moved from, we all drive on the left-hand side of the road. Now I've come to Dubai, and everybody's driving on the incorrect side of the road, the right side of the road. That's going to trigger some Americans watching this. But anyway, everybody's driving on the right side of the road. Now, I have been in the habit of driving on the left-hand side of the road my entire life. But as soon as I went to the right-hand side of the road, it switched, like instantly. I can drive on the right-hand side of the road. I've never done it before, and it's just no problem at all. And this is the thing, is that habits are easy to break. Yet when people tell me they're in the habit of drinking alcohol, that person might have been trying to stop for 5 years, yet they insist that it's just a habit. But that isn't the reason why they're drinking, because it's not really a habit. It's something else, which we'll get to later. Some people just think that they drink because they genuinely enjoy it. They truly believe that they gain something from drinking alcohol. They truly believe that it relaxes them, that it gives them confidence, it makes them feel happy, and the list goes on and on and on. And again, there's nothing enjoyable about putting a poison in your body. You don't look at crack addicts and say, oh man, that just looks like so much fun to just smoke a crack pipe. You don't do that. Because sadly, when people start justifying their drug use through these excuses, you might judge that person. But then at the same time, you're using all the same excuses for your drinking. And you might be thinking right now, well, Leon, if it's not because I'm an alcoholic, if it's not because it's a habit, if it's not because I enjoy drinking, then what the heck is it? So when I decided to stop drinking alcohol, this was 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago. And my life has just been a total roller coaster. I've done all sorts of crazy things. I've thrown up blood on a computer. I've had to go and live at my friend's place because I ran out of money. I've failed businesses because of my drinking. I've broken up in relationships because of my drinking. And I've tried to stop and start so many times. And 4 years ago, this is when I made the discovery, because when I realized what the root cause was, that's when I could address it. And 4 years ago, when I decided to research everything about alcohol, literally everything, any information that I could find about alcohol, I consumed it. That's when I found the root cause of the drinking. The root cause of the drinking all lies in my perception of alcohol. I always saw alcohol as a good thing, as a beneficial thing, as something that was hard to give up, that was just a great thing in my life. Like, why would I ever want to give that up? That's how I saw alcohol. And why did I see it this way? Well, it's one thing, the conditioning. Think about it like this. From the moment that you were born into a world that has a worldview that alcohol is a good thing. Graduation, drink champagne. Closed a business deal, have a whiskey. Going out with the guys, have a beer. Getting home after a long day of work, pour a glass of wine. And this idea is hammered, absolutely hammered from day one of you being born. Even when you're a child, these messages are going into your brain. You're watching the news. Even in kids' movies, there's going to be alcohol. This idea that alcohol helps you is it being repeatedly conditioned into your mind. So how on earth can it be your fault if you can't control your drinking? When you live in a world where you get a label if you can't do it because everybody else thinks that it's a good thing. Even the people that are in meetings telling you that, yeah, you've got a disease, they still see alcohol as a good thing. They never get to the root cause of the problem. Let's just say for a second that alcohol was just found today. It's never been a thing ever. And today they found alcohol. I'm 1,000% sure that 0 people would want to drink it. Like, nobody would touch it. They'd try it. They'd be like, that is the most disgusting thing ever. Why would I ever put that in my body? And it would be classified as a class A, top scheduled drug that nobody can touch. And if you touch it or you sell it, you go to prison for the rest of your life. That's the kind of thing that would happen if they found alcohol today. But it's not what happens. That's not the world that we live in. People profit billions of dollars from your drinking. Governments tax alcohol billions of dollars. And it's really something that is so weaved into our society that it's no damn wonder why people drink. Now, the only way for you to address this conditioning is through logic. Willpower doesn't work, using emotions doesn't work, using guilt doesn't work. We all know this stuff doesn't work. And that's why so many people fail to stop drinking alcohol, because they never get to the root cause of the problem. And the only way you can get through to the root cause of the problem is through applying first principles thinking. Now, again, I don't really have time to unpack first principles thinking in too much detail in this video, but if you click the link in the description, the video that shows you how to control alcohol, that's how you can apply first principles thinking. So you definitely want to check that out. But essentially, first principles thinking is breaking a problem down into its component parts. And when you start breaking down the component parts, you start looking at how it's marketed. You start looking at the addictive nature of alcohol as a drug. You start looking at why people are like almost brand ambassadors for a drug that causes so much destruction. When you're able to do this, you're left with nothing other than ethanol, a highly addictive poison that does nothing for you. So not drinking it becomes a very logical and easy and rational decision. It's not like you have to try. Once you've got to the root cause of the conditioning, it's not like you have to fight. It's not like you have to resist alcohol for the rest of your life. When I go, so I'm in Dubai right now, as you can see like the Palm Jumeirah, the Blue Waters Island. I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually see the Burj Al Arab somewhere in the background. But, I'm in Dubai, and guess what? I know, like they say that Dubai is an alcohol-free place, right? But of course it's not. A lot of people drink here. There's places where people buy alcohol. I still go to those places. I still hang around people that drink alcohol, but I look at them like they are drinking bleach. Why would I want to get involved in that? This is why people drink alcohol. We have been conditioned from day one of being born. Now, if you actually want my personal help using first principles thinking and you want help building out this paradigm so it essentially removes the desire to drink, head over to soberclear.com, or you can just click the link in the description and actually book a roadmap call with me, and we can see if working together could be a good match. But even if you might have already stopped drinking, you might be watching this, you might even be a member of the program already, you still need to be aware to this conditioning, because even if you've stopped, it's still going on. And that's why it's so easy for people to fall back and go back to drinking again after taking 6 months off, a year off. Because again, they just buy into the illusion once again of alcohol being a good thing. Have a great day.